That's right. The crosswalks here at the square will be a lot more safer with this new expected pilot program that is expected to go into effect early next week. The program will have an exclusive pedestrian phase so that when people cross, the cars at the intersection will not move at all. The program will also allow those who are crossing on foot to cross two streets or diagonally. Additionally, cars won't be able to turn on red. Brian John, the city's traffic engineering, said that this will increase convenience for those walking here at the square. The city is expected to test this new program for the next 5 or 6 months and get feedback before implementing permanent changes. That is all I have for now. Michaela, back to you at the studio.
Thanks, Edison. Another kind of update is in the works. Denton Fire Station number 3 is one of the oldest stations in the city, and it's catching up with a new building next to its current structure. Today, concrete was poured on the bays and support areas. Steel erection began a couple weeks ago and is now on the operations side of the building. The phase of the project has seen delays because of all the rain.
Well, we all know the construction is just about everywhere here in Denton, and usually we think of it as roads and buildings.
But tonight, Catherine Lee has more on construction that benefits another group of Denton citizens, our furry four-legged friends. Catherine?
Michaela and Julian, Denton residents have been wanting a second dog park since 2013, and the project's construction is almost completed, slowed down only a little from the recent weeks of rain.
Dog lovers, the wait is over. Denton's second dog park, North Lakes Dog Park, is on schedule to open next month.
We're just excited to add a new dog park here for the city of Denton, and we look forward to getting it open. So I know the guys are steadily working and trying to get it finished as fast as we can.
This animation of the dog park created by Denton Parks and Rec showed the 4 pins, almost 100 trees, and decomposed granite trails instead of sidewalks.
It's easier on the dog's feet. It's not going to be as hot.
North Lakes Dog Park is located near the Linda McNatt Animal Care and Adoption Center on the north side of the city, while Wiggly Field is on the south side of town.
Wiggly's used all the time, no matter rain, snow, or shine. You know, there's dogs and people at Wiggly having fun.
My daughter and her sons live on the north side of Denton, and they have dogs, so it would be nice if we could check out the new one too. I think it'd be really good for the dogs and the people.
In the upcoming spring or summertime, when the grass is green and the trees have bloomed back out, there will be a nice grand opening. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Catherine. In just over an hour, a group of Democrats who want Donald Trump's job are on stage for the next debate.
And find out how UNT is working to combat hunger and homelessness coming up next.
Thanks, guys. I'm in the super pit right now, where as you can see behind me, the UNT women's basketball team is getting ready, and the Xavier basketball team is warming up as well. Tip-off is starting at 7. I'll give you more details of the game and what's going on around the DFW area later on the show, but for now, back to you guys in the studio.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent, like me.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Let's look at this study spot by the Lyceum. Not only do these plush seats come with that perfect natural lighting, but you're also granted live lounge music.
How about a peek in the BLB at this post-modern patio? Absolutely breathtaking and a perfect place to review your econ exam.
Now this dystopian-esque clawfoot bathtub is on the lowest floor of Willis Library, suited with a personal lamp and a footrest.
I know where I'll be studying for midterms.
Haha, me too.
From Washington to Austin, President Trump traveled to Texas today to tour a manufacturing plant that builds the latest model of Apple's Mac Pro computer. Trump's visit follows Apple's recent announcement that it would continue manufacturing in Austin, a shift that came after the Trump administration agreed to waive tariffs on various computer parts made in China. Trump heard directly from employees about how products are assembled and was accompanied by Apple CEO Tim Cook. Austin is home to Apple's second largest campus and has future plans for a $1 billion expansion. Today is the fourth day of impeachment hearings. U.S. Ambassador to the European Union Scott Sondland testified before the House Intelligence Committee. Camila Bernal has the latest from Capitol Hill.
A witness who both Republicans and Democrats say helps their case.
I was acting in good faith. As a presidential appointee, I followed the directions of the president.
Gordon Sondland, U.S. Ambassador to the European Union, testifying that there was a quid pro quo for Ukraine to announce investigations into President Trump's political opponents.
Mr. Giuliani demanded that Ukraine make a public statement announcing the investigations of the 2016 election, DNC server, and Burisma. Mr. Giuliani was expressing the desires of the President of the United States.
The ambassador also saying the Vice President, the Secretary of State, and other top White House officials were all in the loop on what was going on with regards to Ukraine.
Today's testimony is among the most significant evidence to date.
Republicans, meanwhile, highlighting what Sondland repeatedly told the committee, that Trump never told him directly that security assistance was tied to the announcement of investigations.
And he just said, I want nothing. I want nothing. I want no quid pro quo.
President echoing this from the White House lawn.
I want nothing. That's what I want from Ukraine. That's what I said.
In Washington, I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
Meanwhile, in Atlanta, Tyler Perry's new film studio isn't showing movies tonight, but it is the site of real drama. The studio will host the Democratic presidential candidates for tonight's presidential debate, but getting the studio ready for the spotlight was not an easy task. Richard Elliott has the story.
We walked into the Tyler Perry Studio soundstage, the one named after Oprah Winfrey, and saw the stage where 10 Democratic presidential candidates will square off Wednesday night.
So I did what I knew to do, and that was to be a cheerleader for Atlanta.
Just 2 hours earlier, we sat down with Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. She told me how hard she worked to get the debate in Atlanta and not in the suburbs. And she believes this signals that Georgia will be one of the key battleground states in 2020.
I think it means that Georgia is in play. I think this confirms it, that we've long said Georgia is a battleground state.
Mayor Bottoms will be one of 1,000 guests here at the Tyler Perry Studios. That's the stage where it will all happen. There'll also be more than 500 media members here from all over the world. Rashida Jones is one of the people in charge of making this debate and other debates happen. She said it was quite an effort turning an empty soundstage into a presidential debate forum.
And when we walked in and you just kind of see nothing and in your head you know where it's going to go, but to be able to see how it came to life is just unbelievably amazing. We have almost 300 staff members here who helped build this all out.
Again, that debate begins at 8 p.m. Dallas time. Controversial issues are a part of dialogue on university campuses, and UNT is no exception. One such recent incident has sparked an ongoing discussion about diversity and inclusiveness. Julian has more. Julian?
Yeah, Michaela, well, it's been nearly 2 weeks since UNT legal staffer Caitlin Sewell resigned after saying a racial slur. Since then, UNT SGA President Yulian Ogbu has led the charge to address concerns over the racial climate at UNT. Ogbu and several hundred other students attended a silent protest where they sat in on a Board of Regents meeting last Thursday. SGA presented a list of demands to administration to make UNT more inclusive. One of those demands was the implementation of a mandatory cultural competency class. Ogbu says it needs to be required on campus.
What I found from having conversations with people that are in charge or oversee trainings and like diversity and inclusion trainings, I've recognized that regardless, the people who need the most are the people that won't opt in. And so I want to have specific conversations with every single department, every single unit. And if it has to be on me, I don't mind doing it, because at this point, I think I'm really dedicated to making sure that this is seen.
And despite the strong show of student support, not everyone thinks that this is a good idea.
Just adding another one of those competency courses online isn't going to be beneficial for anybody. Nobody's going to take it seriously, and it's not going to do anything but burn money.
And President Smatras has ruled out the possibility of the mandatory cultural competency class, but Yolian says she will keep fighting for the demands into next semester. Michaela?
And now it's time for another look at the weather with Joy Walden here on the Full Weather, still live at UNT.
Thanks, you guys. Yeah, the rain has stopped here for now, but you can expect more later tonight. If we look into Texas conditions across North Texas, you'll see that there's not a whole lot of variation among North Texas. We're staying in the mid to upper 70s, but if we zoom out, you'll see a little bit more variation when it comes to temperatures. Austin is heating up. We've got about 81 degrees in Austin, whereas in El Paso and Oklahoma City, we're pretty much cool at 67, 66 degrees. Now let's take a look into that 7-day forecast. As you can tell, I'm sure we're having a little bit more rain and thunderstorms coming in for Thursday and even into Friday. And so temperatures will cool off then. We'll make it down to 71 and even into the 60s throughout next week. But into Saturday on throughout next week, the temperatures will rise once that rain is gone and the sun will come back out. That's all I have for you guys for full weather. Back to y'all at the desk.
All right, thanks, Joy. In the United States alone, nearly 550,000 homeless people are on an average night. The University of North Texas is offering local solutions to this national problem during Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week. Until November 22nd, there will be events across campus to build awareness about the problem in Denton County. With the cold weather closing in, UNT's food pantry is asking for donations to accommodate the holiday season. And don't worry if you're not able to make it out to an event, the food pantry accepts donations year-round. And another place to make donations, our reporter Brandon Rubacaba is out at the Super Pit.
Brandon, you've got more on how we can help others and have a great time doing it. Brandon?
Hey guys, I'm here at the Super Pit for the women's basketball tip-off against Xavier, and here with me I have Nick Gravois, UNT Marketing Assistant for UNT Athletics. So Nick, what inspired UNT Athletics to collaborate with the UNT Food Pantry?
So the UNT Food Pantry, it's a great organization. It helps students right here on campus suffering from food insecurity. It's really easy for people to forget that we have students right here on our own campus, in our own community, that are suffering from this. So we really thought that it was a good way to give back to an organization like that and kind of keep it in the UNT community. So
this is the second year that you all are partnering together. How was last year's fair, and what are y'all's expectations for this year?
So last year was a success, but I mean this year obviously we're hoping to build on it a little bit. Really the biggest piece of it is building awareness that the UNT Food Pantry exists. People need food year-round. So, this isn't something that stops with this week. We hope that people, by raising awareness, people continue to donate to them, continue to drop food off, and so we hope it just keeps building from here.
Awesome. And now I'm a Mean Green fan, and I want to get a discount tonight. How do I do that?
So tonight, if you bring in 5 cans, you get a $5 admission. If you bring in 10 cans or more, you get free admission. So awesome. It's a pretty good deal.
Well, thank you so much, Nick. Well, there you have it, guys. Don't forget the game is tonight at 7, and if you want free admissions, bring in 10 cans. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Brandon. Coming up, the Hispanic community is connecting with their roots. Find out how tonight.
And a territorial turkey terrorizes a mailman. Stay tuned for that story.
To a child battling a critical illness, a wish can feel like a dream. But with your help, it isn't out of reach. Wishes are an important part of medical treatment. A chance for kids to see themselves stronger, braver, to see that the impossible is possible. Wishes can give kids the strength to fight, to get better, to grow up. Where there's a wish, there's a way.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
It started with the original care package and millions more like it, passed from hand to hand across land and sea to help survivors in the aftermath of war. As we grew, we found better ways to help those in need, ways to make a real difference, not just today, but tomorrow as well. Be the difference in people's lives. Help deliver lasting change at care.org.
Hogar de Dallas is an organization that helps the Hispanic community connect with their ancestors and roots. Our reporter Jessica Rivera has the story.
The mission of Hogar de Dallas is to stimulate the interest in Hispanic genealogy, assisting in the research of Hispanic lineages, promoting an understanding of Hispanic heritage within the community.
Aquí en Dallas tenemos Hogar de Dallas que nos ayuda.
In Dallas, we have Hogar de Dallas. It helps us learn for free about ourselves, our ancestors, where they came from, and the rest of our roots.
Well, I work with genealogists, closely with genealogists who like to use DNA to sort of better understand where they came from.
The Bravo family maintains their family history and traditions.
Como dice mi señora que,
As my wife says, we have to pass on this tradition to everyone to know where one comes from and how we were raised.
People like Andrea value this organization that meets 4 times a year and helps them connect more with Hispanic ancestors and roots.
We keep our history alive by celebrating all the traditional holidays like the Day of the Dead, the Mexican Independence Day.
You can communicate with this organization through their Facebook page, Hogar de Dallas. Jessica Rivera, NTTV News.
All right, big game tonight for the women's basketball team.
Absolutely. And Armando Berry is out live at the Super Pit to give us a preview of what's new in sports.
Put pen to the paper and are ready to join the Mean Green. I'll tell you who right after this.
It's men's basketball.
What?
It's men's basketball, you idiot.
He said
you owe back taxes, and if you don't pay today, you're going to jail. You can fix this by sending cash. Did you actually believe me? Too smart to fall for it? Well, last year, Americans paid $100 million to guys like me. 1 in 6 people were scammed. Can you believe it? Well, you shouldn't. I just made that up, too. You are a little gullible.
Ruben Jones is a new face joining the Mean Green next year. The 3-star recruit from Jack Yates High School in Houston is a 6-foot guard who led his team to an undefeated 12-0 record in district and as far as the state semifinal game as a junior. He chose UNT over other Conference USA schools such as Louisiana Tech and UTEP. Jones says that he can't wait to come to UNT and show the overlooked schools what they missed. I know the saying is supposed to be Friday Night Lights, but this game will take place on a Thursday. Argyle and Stephenville High School will face off in the Class 4A area round tomorrow night. This team has crossed paths before, with Argyle getting the win in their last matchup 42-14 in Week 1 of the season. The DFW area can expect to see more of Stephenville quarterback Cade Renfro, who has committed to play for the Mean Green. As you can see right now, I'm inside the Super Pit right now, where the Mean Green will face Xavier at 7. The Mean Green have started their season 1-2 with a loss in their last game against UTA 68-49. In that game, there was not a single player who reached double figures. They will need their scoring leaders, Anisha George and Destiny McDowell, to step up in order to get the win tonight. Make sure you guys come out and watch the Mean Green bounce back tonight at the Super Pit. That concludes tonight's show for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thanks, Armando. Well, the holidays can be a busy time, especially for the Postal Service. And with Thanksgiving nearly a week away, turkey might be something we are looking forward to seeing. But for one Wisconsin mailman, there's a turkey that's always looking for him. CNN's Jeremy Roth has that story.
Watch a Wisconsin mailman run afoul of a territorial turkey. Postman Jeff Burns' daily Waukesha route is business as usual until he nears the end.
Towards the end of the day, I pick up a friend who follows me around the route.
That's right, a wild turkey chases Byrne along the same stretch of his route nearly every day.
Not quite sure what he really likes.
Neighbors have nicknamed the angry bird Mortimer. Wildlife officials say male turkeys can be very territorial, especially when breeding. Byrne is armed with an air horn in case Mortimer gets a little too hawkish. But this Thanksgiving season, the veteran postman is giving thanks he hasn't had to use it yet. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, I'm not going to lie, that story just made me all the more excited for eating some delicious turkey on Thanksgiving.
Absolutely, yeah, no, it's coming up, so, I mean.
Okay, let me ask you
yeah.
this. Cranberry sauce, yes or no?
It's a no. You?
Thank you. No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
I don't know
understand the
anyone
point in it.
who
There's
agrees.
nothing. What about stuffing?
Not the biggest fan. Honestly, like,
All right.
I'm not the.
Well, thanks
yeah.
for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow night at 6 here on North Texas Television.